Yes, just about ready to go, folks. Here we go. Right, start streaming. Well, we're connecting at the moment. There that goes. Howdy, folks. Amos Sewn, number 17. There about. Better get rid of that stuff off the screen. I'll get back to that shortly. How is everybody today? I'm a bit out out of sorts today. I was sort of everything I tried to do on the computer, it fought back. Well, bastards. But I got a couple of things to show you anyway. In the meantime, I just thought I'd say, how's it all going? And have a bit of luck. We'll see if we can get the chat room up. Normally it comes up on the screen here, but sort of I'll press the wrong button somewhere or something like that. So I'll try over here, the screen, see if that works. Amos, it's not saying I'm live at the moment, is it? Maybe I'll just refresh that. Hey, anyone seen a bit of the news lately? Or politics stuff? Oh, look, here we go. We've got a thing out on there. And yeah, well, cool. Hey, yeah, we've had that one before. And what about Twitch? Is that happening too? Live now. It's not happening on me Viso, so okay. Right, we've got all that happening. Well, I'll start off with well, let's see if I'll try one of the news channels I was looking at and see if it is deciding to work. Right, pilot down, takes over with no idea how to fly. Have you heard about this one? See if I can scroll along anyway. It's not going to let me do it. Refresh it maybe? I don't know. Here we go. Maybe now. Here we go. There you go, you. Right. Passenger with no flying experience radioed an urgent plea to. Bloody ads. Jeez. What chance has the bloke got?
Now, this is an incredible story for you that Hunnam.
I was reading that. Oh, good start so far, isn't it, guys? Anyway, passenger with no flying experience radioed an urgent plea to help for the pilot of a small plane suddenly fell ill. That was off Florida, apparently, and apparently he was able to land the plane with just a few instructions from the people in the tower. You see, I'd heard I could read this on for hours if you like, but I'll just go with hearsay. Like, what do you reckon, eh? Anyway, let's just get that out of the way. Now, apparently, people in the control tower they found out what sort of plane he was because the guy didn't even know where he was, and they directed him with because they knew where he was on the radar and they told him where to go and what to do, and they knew his control sort of thing, and they just said to him over the radio and guided him in, and the guy didn't panic, and he set it down to the perfect little landing. No one was hurt. The pilot, well, there's nothing in the news about that, so who knows what happened to him. But there's a good news story for the day. And, well, there's lots of other good news happening. I've been watching a bit of stuff on, I've tried to get it happening, but it's not working for me. Rebel News. It's, I think I've mentioned it last time. I think I showed a bit of a show last time. But we've been having debates. I tried to get that up before. I was showing debates of a bunch of independent type politicians and stuff like that, but I haven't looked through them yet, so I don't know if I want to put them on the show. I should like review these things. That's what a professional would do. But well, not real professional, I don't know if you noticed. Anyway, a couple of things I did find that I think should be able to work out. You've all heard of OBS disconnected. No, you've probably just been cut out, but that doesn't matter. Reconnection successfully. Let's see what's happening over here. Twitch. Yeah, it's something we can redo it. Oh, it's happening. Damn, I'm on the wrong account. There, DK. What's happening there? Who's DK's channel? Might be there too. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he's got other stuff happening. That's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of stuff up here today, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, back to the Rebel News thing. There's these guys, a couple of blokes in Melbourne, talking about. Let's see if we can listen to a bit.
Well, we've allowed the candidates who are running to represent you, Australia, to have their voices heard.
And we deserve better than this. And I'm running because I'm going to stand up and make sure we get better than this.
Everyone's not going to do well out of this. Everyone's not going to be happy. But that's a risk we need to take.
It's been left to us because the mainstream media have not given them a platform, have not allowed the people at home, the voters who this month are going to decide the destiny of our nation. They have not allowed you to hear from them. So over 2 nights, we've had Senate debates here in Melbourne of all the freedom parties.
In 6 months' time and think, gee, we elected these freedom candidates and they weren't up to being, intelligent and powerful advocates for the freedom movement.
In other words, they weren't on the tape.
Anyway, so I'm pleased you made a bit of a brash statement there, but look, it doesn't worry me. That's why I would be good in Parliament. Because it doesn't worry me what people say about me.
I don't know how they've left it to us, because they're saying that 29% of voters are thinking about voting independent this year. So where's the representation?
Well, the media's just been focusing on these fake independents called the kill independents, and they've been promoting them, hoping that you vote for them, thinking you're voting for freedom. I truly believe that. So over 2 days, we filmed it. Over 2 days, we will present it. You obviously came from UAP. You are in UAP. You say it didn't suit you. A lot of the things you're talking about sound the same. So what didn't suit you about the UAP?
It didn't feel right to me. And if anybody told me you can't talk about A, B, or C, or you're out, I would tell that person to get stuff like anybody else.
We are part of a bigger machine, right? And he's an individual, and he wants to be an individual, and that's fine for him. But in order to make change in the country, in order to make a difference, you have to have the majority in the lower house, and you're not going to do that by being a lone wolf.
All that stuff didn't stop just because COVID happened. I mean, I'm sure you saw the public order response team shooting rubber bullets and stuff at
cop from last week.
So we're keeping this spread.
Gloves are off, and it's up to you guys at home to share it. We'll go across all our platforms, and it's brought to you by The Real Rukshan and Rebel News at OzDecides.com and on all our pages. Watch this space. Thursday, Friday night, they will be streamed, and it's up to you to get their voices out.
I don't think we were unsuccessful at all. In fact, I think that
Well, it's on tonight. Do another show tonight and stream it, eh?
Spelt was a
I'm
breach of
working
our
tonight.
Constitution and our natural inherent right to be able to choose what goes into our bodies.
Well, where are these jobs coming from? They're coming from people who are stood down, good people, good Australian, hard-working, tax-paying people. I would not think.
And more importantly than all that, when you fire the entire ABC board, who will you put in charge, me or Rukshan? We want to thank all the candidates that were brave enough here to have an actual open discussion, at times a little bit hairy, but we got to see that point of difference.
Sorry, excuse me. Do you think they're getting a good deal off the banks? I don't think they're getting a good deal off the banks.
That's not the question. That's not the issue, is it? It's not the Senate that people are talking about. It's marginal seats where dodgy deals are being done to try and accrue power. Is that okay? Because it's a manipulation of the system, as it's always been manipulated. Maybe that's fine, but that's the point, isn't it? Not the Senate.
It's very important for those of you watching at home to share this out, because these voices have not been heard. So make sure you share it with your family. Anyone that's talked to you and considered voting for an independent or a minor party, they need to hear these voices. So I urge you again to share this out and get it far and wide.
I think in this country we should all have a fair idea on what freedoms are and where those boundaries are. The reality is, if people don't understand that in this day and age, then we have a problem with our education system. And I think
to establish a beachhead into our parliament, a beachhead of freedom.
Bills and laws should be ultimately decided by the citizens of this country, not a couple of people sitting in a crossbench of an upper house in some parliament in Australia.
Well, because they're not following a truly scientific position. So therefore they can be negated. Brett Sutton is not a credible authority.
Are they actually the laws? In which case they need to be debated. That's where freedom of speech comes in, where you have this freedom to talk and freedom to be offended.
You must never make the freedom of speech criminal in the Bill of Rights. The freedom of movement will be in the Bill of Rights. The freedom to choose your own medical treatments will be in the Bill of Rights.
Economic freedom, reducing the size of government, reducing taxation. I've had every vaccine known to man, so for those who might jump out and go, oh, this bloke, is an anti-vaxxer, no, I'm not.
We've been at the forefront of defence of liberties in Victoria.
And for those of you that do appreciate what we've done here, Austrasize.com help us fund the work we do. You can wait till you see what we've organised, and I think, you know what, personally, I found it worth it. In fact, I've seen for myself now the point of difference.
I've never been called a socialist before.
Right, okay, well, we'll put that one away, shall we? Okay, well, a little clip here, I'll give that a go. And then I'm going to set up a conversation with DK. But at the moment, a little thing, you all know Vinnie Eastwood. Did a little show the other day. Only about 15 minutes though, and it's a nice little speech. Just his usual sort of stuff sort of thing really, but it's worth a watch. So when I press the right button, here we go. Now.
To finish off, I've met this man only recently and I said some really crappy things to him online. But the moment I met him, I really thought, I really love this guy. And it made me realise that the digital platform's not for us. This is more like it. And I'm amazed at how he can just manifest thousands of movie quotes that are...
Come on. Isn't that pretty typical, guys? Just get it right size and then... good on you. I'll disconnect it again. What's happening, hasn't it?
Relevant to what we're going on right now. And so I hope you enjoy this very unique spark that is Vinnie Eastwood to close us out. Give him a hand.
My name is Vinnie Eastwood from thevinnieeastwoodshow.com. I've been deplatformed. I lost 95% of my audience. I lost 80% of my content, 80% of my income in 1 year. Because when everybody else saw what was happening to others being deplatformed and they chose to censor their speech, chose to stop letting people on their platforms who might get them censored, I still kept doing it. Am I an idiot? Yes, but I didn't do it because I was an idiot. I did it because it was the right thing to do, and it needed no further justification than that. The things you learn in life, ladies and gentlemen, it is true that the most valuable lessons in life will be those that cost you the most. I've been on tour for but 1 week with counterspinmedia.com. And I've said this every time that they've let me speak, that had I worked as hard as I've seen them working for the 15 years that I've been broadcasting, telling the truth, I would already be dead. Strength, courage, honour, these are not words, these are a way of life. For 15 years, I felt like I was the only New Zealander who had a platform that was being used on a daily basis to get the truth out to people, and I felt so alone and so sad that my country and my countrymen hadn't the courage to join the fray, to do the work that needed to be done. These two, this team, all those who have contributed, you don't know what it's like to have no hope and then suddenly it comes back. One act by one person at any time, no matter how sad you are, no matter how down you are about your perspectives on reality, no matter how pessimistic you are about your fellow man, one act can restore your faith immediately that this is not a lost cause, for there is still at least one fool left to fight it. Facing persecution, demonization, attacks, left, right, and centre they have. Have they wavered? No, they have not. They have the strength to endure, and they prove it to you. Every single day, every broadcast that they do is living embodiment, an epoch of strength. That is what has restored my faith. That is what has given me my courage back, and I hope only that you will feel the same way that they have made me feel. Do you feel it? Donate to carlspinmedia.com, alright? But don't just donate. There are many ways to contribute. Think about this. There is a $30,000 bill estimated for the completion of this tour. We are on but event 7 of, 33 events or something of that nature? 36 events for $30,000. That is bang for your buck. And it is due in no small part to the significant amount of you who are contributing financially, sharing the links, and going to counterspinmedia.com, downloading those apps, and you guys in this room, you showed up. Do you have any idea how important that is? That you made the effort to come here, to listen to them, and to listen to the other great speakers that we had tonight. Depression, defeatism, that is the way to defeat your enemy, it is said, to make them believe that they already have lost. We must defeat the defeatism within ourselves, and we must look to those who give us inspiration. But it does not end there. Somebody asked me once, "So Vinny, is the earth flat or is it round?" And I said to them, well, I think it's a holographic fractal projection of collective consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. And they were like, whoa. This is the structure of reality. If I take a picture of this audience right now and embed it into a hologram instead of a hard drive and try to delete it, the whole picture of all of you is still there, just half the resolution. If I try to delete it again, all of you still there, half the resolution. Nothing you do and nothing that exists can ever be forgotten. The fractal You look inside your finger, you will find cells. Inside those cells are other cells. Inside those cells are other cells, infinitely down the chain. And as above, so below. We are the cells on this planet. Our planet is a cell in this galaxy. This galaxy is a cell in the universe a cell in a much larger organism we haven't even got a concept for yet. Everything's just a smaller or larger version of something else. The collective consciousness, these guys did this thing called a double slit experiment. They showed a proton through, there's two slits. What they figured would happen, it would go bang, bang. But it didn't. It went bang. It made a little waveform pattern. They're like, man, that's very interesting. Let's put a little camera here and see how that happened. Bang, bang. The particle reacted differently because it knew it was being observed. Like our little friend down here, it got stage fright. Everything has a little bit of consciousness. Protons, neutrons, electrons, even morons. We are co-creating our reality together. Us as fifth-dimensional consciousness beings, what does that mean? First dimension's a dot, second dimension's a line, third dimension's a box, the fourth dimension is that box moving through time. The fifth dimension is where all your thoughts are right now while I am speaking. They don't really exist. They are not yet manifest until you spend your time willing your thoughts into three-dimensional reality. Only there do they have value. Only there can other people see and smell and taste and touch what you have built. You may not be the prime beneficiary of what you bring into this world during your time here. It may be several generations before the things you do now matter to somebody else, that trigger their ideas, that change reality. That is how important you are to the structure of the universe itself. For as the Greeks said, your job in life is to plant a tree whose shade you know you shall never get to sit beneath. Do not be disheartened. Do not be defeatist. Have strength, courage, and honor, like Calvin and Hannah over here, like Team Zulu, like all of the volunteers, and my lovely Rebecca. This is what we are all here to do, the right thing, because it is the right thing to do, and it requires no further justification, does it? Let's get angry about this. Anger is better than despair. The network speech from 1976 reflects, I believe, what we feel today. I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their jobs. Dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do with. There's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit there watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house and slowly the world is getting smaller and we say, please, just leave us alone in the living rooms. Let me have my toaster, my TV, my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not gonna leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest, I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to write to your MP because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being, god damn it, my life has value.
Yes.
I want you all to get up now. I want all of you to get out of your chairs. Go to the window, open it, stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change. You've got to get mad. You've got to yell at the top of your voice, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Come on, yell it out. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Do it. Come on. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
All right. Well, that's a great way to end it on. Thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate you all. You want to calm down before you drive? You're welcome to stay for a cup of tea.
Vinny, do you want to say something quickly on your live to your fans?
My throat is sore now. These are the sacrifices that must be made in order to do what must be done. Whatever the sacrifice, whatever the cost of victory, ladies and gentlemen, is a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it. But I'm willing to bet that I'm not.
Right. Well, let's get rid of that one. Oh, that wasn't fun. That wasn't fun, was it, folks? Sorry, folks. It's one of those days where nothing really sort of wants to work. You can see that screen. YouTube's dropped out. Oh, look.
Has it? Has YouTube gone again?
YouTube didn't come back.
Oh, didn't it?
No. No, YouTube Gonski.
Well, Twitch has restarted like about 3 or 4 times as well.
Yeah,
and
so really...
YouTube restarted like 3 times.
Yeah, well, I am actually recording the whole show, so I can upload it.
Hopefully when you re-upload it and things like that, it'll play the whole show.
Yeah, and that'll be like number 12. That was reloaded up sort of thing, and anyway, it's enough of seeing everyone just looking at my pretty face. No, not so pretty, I guess, but anyway, there was another thing I wanted to play is the Corbett report. He did a show the other day or something, and it was all about Bill Gates' new book. And I'm not going to bore you even about that one because that's, you can imagine what that's
called.
I don't remember, but it wasn't much fun. Something about pandemics and what to do about the next pandemic, and they always
how to prepare for the next pandemic or
some shit like that. And well, James, he went through it and was very like it was a case of like he read the book so that we don't have to sort of thing, and he sort of said a few things about it. And apparently, there's nothing scientific in it. He said, "Oh, there's reports saying that this is happening, that's happening," and but he gives no proof. Funny enough.
Yeah, because he's not a medical doctor or anything. He's not a scientist. He just has money and he pays other people to say what he wants.
That's right. Yeah, and well, he says he's given all his money away, but I thought he's getting richer. Yeah.
He's given all his money to non-profit organisations, which is basically a form of tax evasion.
Yeah, that's
right. It's like a donation, but they all donate to each other's companies. All of them donate to each other's companies. All of these rich people.
Yeah.
Like he'll donate 50 million to one place, and they'll donate like 20, 30 million to one of his other companies, and someone else will donate to his other company. It's all just a tax evasion scam. They donate large amounts of money to non-profit organisations so that they can write it off as tax themselves, and they're basically just paying one of their own companies more money.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyway,
because it's just called like a donation and shit.
Yeah.
Well, so it's a tax write-off.
After he finished the report talking about the book, then apparently a lot of people asked him about an article he wrote a couple of years ago about, it was like a letter to the future. Letter to the future, people from the future sort of thing. And I thought it was quite compelling. And I've got it here, so I might just chuck that on, and I think it goes about 10 minutes or so. And,
yeah, just be careful with your Wi-Fi. I might end up cutting out the stream again.
Yeah, well, yeah, that will happen probably anyway. But anyway, before I do, you're looking at the screen at the moment. I made a bit of a picture. You might be interested in.
I am, but it'll be delayed.
Yeah, well.
So I have to wait like 20 seconds or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, well, it's
oh, there you go. TK Spursy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the, I coloured it in a bit. And then that's, see, I spelled it properly this time.
Yeah, I know, I see that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, well, I sent you a parcel in the mail today, and I did a copy of that and sent that with it. And yeah,
nice.
Yeah, so I can email you the proper file and stuff if you like. Yeah, in the future.
You should be able to. You should just be able to put it on Discord as well.
Oh yeah, let's be able to do that. Yeah, cool. I'll do that.
Honestly, it's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Just check it in like the my memes, general even.
Yeah.
Check it in general, whatever, and I'll move it to my memes.
Okay.
That's where I put all the stuff that like I've made or that's about me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll chuck this on and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. There's the interact button. See if it works.
This is James Corbett, CorbettReport.com. I've been told by a number of subscribers that last weekend's subscriber newsletter editorial was perhaps the most important thing that I have ever written, and they have asked me to share this more widely online. And in order to do so, a number of people have requested that I make a video version of this editorial. The only problem being that this is explicitly an epistle, literally written pen and paper, so it is not meant for this format, but I will do so, although I am loath to make a video version of this. I will do so, if only to increase the possibility that this digital message in a bottle will wash upon the shores of someone out there with ears to hear. If you would prefer to read the text of this letter rather than have it read to you, please follow the link in the show notes to the actual text itself. So this is a letter to the future dated April 11th, 2020. The lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime. World War I conspirator Edward Grey. I do not write these words for my contemporaries. We are the damned. It is our lot now to watch as the lamp of liberty is extinguished, our burden to bear witness to the final flickering of the flame of freedom. No, I don't write these words for my peers. I write them for those yet to come. The inhabitants of that future dystopia whose birth pangs we are experiencing. The remnant of once free humanity who might, through some miracle I can't even imagine, come across this electronic message in a bottle. I know that it's almost hopeless, that the chance of these words surviving the coming internet purge are slim at best. That even if, against all odds, this message does wash up on your digital shores, the chance of these words being understood by you is even slimmer. Not because you don't understand English, but because you no longer use these words I'm writing. Freedom, humanity, individual. Still, I am here to record the end of an era, so I will press on in the hope against hope that someone, somewhere in that future digital dark age, will have eyes to see and ears to hear. The darkness is descending. Let there be no mistake, we all know this. We know what it means when 17 million Americans, a full 10% of the workforce, are added to the unemployment rolls in a mere 3 weeks. When they are joined by millions more newly unemployed ex-workers all around the globe. When modern-day bread lines stretch for miles in the heart of America's once proud cities. When the phony baloney fiat funny money debt rises to over 24 trillion and the Fed's Sovietization of the economy is complete. We know what it means when police start shooting people dead for not wearing a mask. When drones police quarantines from the sky and robots police lockdowns on the ground. When governments admit to tracking every movement of every citizen and begin internal checkpoints where digital immunity passports determine who may pass and who must stay in their home. We know what it means when billionaires start telling us that only their new experimental mRNA vaccines will be able to release us from this nightmare. When they threaten to mark us with invisible ink tattoos to ID the vaccinated. When they tell us that we will not be able to buy or sell or participate in the economy until we can prove our immunity. It means that the Corona world order has arrived. Oh, sure, some will still deny it. But they are only fooling themselves. They're afraid to admit that it's true. Many are still under the old conditioning that told them to bleat conspiracy theorist at anyone questioning authority. We have a name for that kind. Sheep. Or sometimes sheeple. The masses in our day are kept in the pen by jackbooted sheepdogs of the police state and led along by the political puppets who act as their shepherds. Occasionally a wise old-timer in the flock cottons onto the game, but the shepherd has only ever fleeced the flock, so he resigns himself to his fate. Why struggle? It's mostly pointless. Never did the sheeple suspect that someday the shepherds would lead them to the slaughter. It is a term of derision, of course, sheeple, but I like to think that it doesn't just speak to our stupidity, it speaks to a naivety, an innocence. We are trusting and gentle creatures by nature, peaceable, cooperative. That is nothing to be scorned. If it weren't for the predators in our midst, our failings would be counted as virtues. But I'm not here to say that. I'm here to say this. Resist, struggle, fight. You are not cogs in a machine, despite what the shepherds of your day may be telling you. You are free and beautiful human beings. You are not born under the authority of another. You choose how to live your life, not some bureaucrat, not some police robot, not some immunity checkpoint algorithm or QR code. You do not need permission to buy or to sell or to assemble or to speak your mind or to leave your home. You are not an asymptomatic carrier of whatever virus your misleaders are telling you to be afraid of. You do not have to shelter in place because someone in a white lab coat told you to. I want you to understand that once upon a time, the government didn't have the right to know where you were, who you were meeting with, what you were purchasing, and what you were doing 24/7. Hell, the government didn't even have the ability to do that. I need you to know that there was a time when you could leave your house when you wanted, buy and sell as you saw fit, meet your neighbors, rally, protest, party, live as free human beings were meant to live. What am I saying? These words, this language, it makes no sense to you, does it? These concepts don't exist in your time, do they? You go where you are told to go. You stay home when you are told to stay home. You shut up when you are told to shut up. You think what you are told to think. You don't think what you are told.
Well, then they've got a gun here.
Yeah, well, now you can hear me. Sorry, folks, I was just another blunder in the great Internet of Things. So it's been one of me, not been one of me better shows, but that little report then sort of reminded me a bit of my letters to the lizards. And if you look at episode 4.1, that's I read that out, but oh no, you reckon I should read it out again? Sort of goes in.
Yeah, go for it, bud.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with that one. So I'll put it up on the screen so you can follow it if you like. Well, that's the lizard.
I
Probably
don't
not.
know. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean on your screen. Yeah.
Okay. On your... You made it a bit bigger. Letter to the lizards. Yeah, right. Dear world leaders, how's it going then? Timetable being kept, is it? I bet that new world order you've been working on for so many thousands of years is looking like finally happening. Any day now, you and your descendants will have some of your complete control. The future looks so bright. Bet you've got to wear shades. It's an old song. One little thing you may not have considered, though, and I just may let you in on it. One little thing I like to call human nature. I'm not talking about the band either. Ha ha, I hear you cry. We've been implementing that for centuries. I hear you boast. Well, that may be well true. But I bet you often during the past, some unforeseen events have impeded your process. Little bits of the plan that, for no particular reason, failed dismally. Let's face it, you've been at it for thousands of years, and you still haven't cracked it. And you know, something's happening wrong with your mouth. You know, well, I've got a mouth issue. That might be what it is. Anyway, where was I? Look at that.
You know what?
Hey, I'll just reduce it down.
I reckon you never will.
Probably not. You see all the little things happening there? Anyway, see, it's all shaking up and down. I think my mouse is on the way out.
Is it like crumbs or some shit on your mouse pad?
Yeah.
You got this dust or crumbs on the mouse pad.
Yeah, well, no, I don't use a mouse pad. I just use the table.
Check if there's dust or crumbs on the table.
Yeah, no, it's clean, but anyway.
Okay.
Where was I? Yeah, a little bit's planned.
You never will.
Still haven't cracked it. You know what? I reckon you never will. You see, the human animal will always be unpredictable. Sure, you can control her or him, is it him or her, whichever way it comes first. But total control will be forever out of your grasp. Emotion will forever be your nemesis. Okay. Let's see if I can scroll up a bit without going. Though you think you have control, there will always be someone who will say no to your tyranny. But there is a way out for you. There is a way that you can save yourselves from the endless battle for supremacy. There is a human emotion that I think you underestimate. That emotion is love. Open your heart to the goodness of mankind, and you will reap the rewards. Expose yourself to the world, and let us see who you really are. Bring forth your secret knowledge for the benefit of all man, and stop this senseless carnage plaguing our little planet. Restore all the goodwill and the essence of humanity. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, next page. There's some stuff there that I wrote back in the day. Well, I'll read a bit of it anyway. One of the some suggestions, that's right. The top court of the USA should activate the NESARA legislation, and because that was a thing back in the day. And if you want to look further into it, it's NESARA, JASARA. That's a thing.
That's the two options that we're given, and people don't realise that. It actually pisses me off. I have looked into it.
Yeah.
You know how, like, most countries have two political parties.
Yeah,
two main things you get to pick from.
Just another mind control.
They're making the New World Order look really bad, so they will all rush to JASARA. Because JASARA is the global one, whereas NESARA is the national one.
Right.
Those are the two. Yeah, they still want to implement a global policy. It's just, we're supposed to actually want this one.
Yeah. So,
serious, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm not shitting you. It's just another fucking world government.
He always says that, folks.
They're trying to offer us two now by making one look really bad, so we'll want to accept the other one.
Okay, well, I'll carry on then, shall I?
Yeah.
Free power devices, like, I won't go into what I've said there, but there's a lot of technology out there that's been invented, that all companies have bought, and then just shelved. So, free energy is doable, big time. You know, it's been proven all over the internet. Look at the internet. There's stuff that needs more research and make it happen because there's free energy out there. And the problem is there's not a dollar in it, except for making the machinery. But let's face it, the dollar is a problem.
So who pays for it? Because like at the end of the day, they're not making anything off it.
Well,
but at the end of the day,
the people are selling devices.
But at the end of the day, money's just printed pieces of paper.
Yeah.
But why don't they draw the money means nothing?
Well, the money system, that's another thing. We need to go back to like a gold standard type thing that was once upon a time. But
I had that argument with someone yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. Anyway, I'll carry on. Number 3, allow humans true teachings and teachings to come to the fore. Though you will no doubt have a bit of a giggle at this, you may even be inclined to silence the writer. But you see, I'm only one person. I'm unimportant. And even if I disappear, there will always be someone else that will resist your machinations. Machinations, whatever.
Machinations, yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Okay.
Or yeah, I think it is machinations, actually, yeah. Machinations or machinations.
Yeah, well,
machinations.
I think the audience get it. Yeah. So I advise you out of human compassion to let the world free. I mean real freedom, not the so-called freedoms you are trying to project at the moment. Very soon, you will become a computer will become self-aware. You may even be assisting its construction. I wrote this in 2007, folks, and I just added a bit in there. Probably too late now, 2022.
Yeah, we're past that.
Yeah, but I reckon this may be part of the undoing. Live computers will take control of you too, and it may find you surplus to its needs. And there's a frequency problem. This will be your main problem. So I say it's time to expose yourself and allow the world to recover. It really is your only chance of survival, and humanity will eventually prevail, and you will find yourself travelling back to your home with your tail between your legs. if you take my meaning. Sure, you'll think you're winning, but you totally never will. Regards, Al Mosdale, 2007. That's my little bit of something I wrote back in 2007. So this was after watching a bit of David Icke. Like he reckons a lot of the world leaders are affected by people from another dimension, and they're people from other dimensions, like aliens and all that sort of stuff, and they reckon they're lizards and things like that. And it all sounds a bit far-fetched.
The lizard creature thing he's been saying since the 90s.
Yeah.
It's like I think he thinks they're like underground lizard creatures. Like they live in the dumbs of the underground cave system and everything inside the planet.
Well, yeah,
I think that's his main theory on it. Yeah.
And well, for all we know, that may be so, because we know that there is great caverns underneath the planet. Never mind what we've made ourselves. The amount of tunnels crisscrossing the States and Australia too, I'm sure. Like I'm sure there's a few under Pine Gap.
There's tunnels that actually like are intercontinental.
Yeah, with tube trains and stuff like that, which I'm sure it's yeah, mate. The technology that they have is quite possibly quite scary. You know, not scary. It'd be good technology if everyone could get access to it, because I'm sure that they don't use a lot of power. Well, they probably do.
They use electromag, so it like just hovers anyway, so that reduces friction for a start. Apparently they travel at like over 2,000 k's or miles an hour or something.
Yeah, that's just
that's like
ridiculous, isn't it?
Faster than the ones that Japan uses. I think Japan's go like 600 or something.
Yeah, I think it's only a couple of it. Anyway,
I heard these ones go up to 2k, but once again, it's hard to verify any of this shit.
Well, that's right. We don't know, but as I've said many a time before, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a suspector, and I suspect there's something going on that none of us even suspect. You know, like the real, what's really happening in the world could be, you know, much more outlandish than we could even imagine.
Well, I've said there's only 3 possible theories, really,
Really?
I've said it a few times, It's either AI that's running everything, because climate change is a myth, so they're destroying the climate, which is basically terraforming a planet. The only reason to do this is if it's AI and it's trying to keep us in our homes to keep us safe easier, make the outside environment dangerous, hazardous, so we stay in our homes, and it's easier for them to protect us. That's the most positive of the three. The other one is some form of alien that is actually trying to take over the planet. Whether it's like from underground, or it's from fucking interdimensional, or it's from outer space.
Well, any of it's possible. Well,
or it's demons. And see, the aliens and the demons ones are basically interchangeable. It just depends on whether you believe in aliens or demons.
Well,
those are the three possibilities of why our planet is being terraformed, why all of our food is being destroyed, why food processing plants are suddenly catching fire and shit, why farmers are getting paid to destroy their crops, or else they won't get tax benefits and won't be able to replant next year.
That's what is the go with that? Seriously, folks. To feed people, we need to produce food, grow food, and over in the States, and I'm sure it's happening here in Australia too. Farms have been paid not to grow stuff, and we all heard about the factory fires here and there, and food's going to become real scarce. And
it's at least 21 in the last 6 months in America alone. Food processing plants that have caught fire or had planes crash into them. There's been 2 of those. Planes have mysteriously started hitting food processing plants. Two of them in like a month or something.
And I wonder, are they rebuilding these places?
No.
Well, probably not. No.
No, that's all our food and food processing being eradicated so that they can cull us. They're changing the climate and they're getting rid of our food.
And there's all the people that have had the try this arm, that too, and apparently they're all going to disappear.
There's that on top of it. That's what I mean. There's about 100 different things that they're doing at the same time. I mean, there's all the rumours of what's being put into the water and shit as well. I'm not a scientist, so I haven't personally tested it.
Oh, that's right.
But I know all the things they're saying are in there. I mean, the latest one is they're saying there's snake venom in the water.
Well,
holy shit! I think that's just to try and take people away from the
one of the friends said recently snake venom's one of the basis things of the things, those things.
The bucks. That's why I say always change the word there. That's why I call it bucks.
Bucks. Sounds like a European car, doesn't it?
I just tried to make it as close to a swear word as I could.
Fuck. Actually, no, you can swear on my channel. Because I played it. Buck said. Fucking hell. Hey, you a Vulcan or a Vuxen?
See what I mean? It actually works. I think that one should catch on.
Yeah, well, it may.
It hasn't yet, but it should. That's what I say and write every time. Too.
Yeah, because
that keeps you out of the algorithm's sight.
Well, there's no worries about that because nobody watches us. Well, hardly anybody.
Like, shut up! I get banned all the time.
Well, you still, but you probably. I reckon you got more bots. You got more bots watching you than you got people.
Probably more feds watching me than people.
Oh, feds,
Federales will be on my case after last Saturday.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I went to visit Cinders.
Yeah. She hates being called Cindy.
Cinders.
There's actually a whole video of her saying she really hates it. Hates being called Cindy. She actually did it. In the middle of an interview, she went on this big range about how
hey,
she
Cindy.
Cindy.
And yes, Cindy. Oh, that's better.
I really, really hate it. I can't stand being called Cindy.
Speaking of nicknames, how about the 2 fucking galoons we've got fucking here in Australia? There's Snowmo and Elbow. They're fucking ridiculous. Like Albanese only got called Elbow because ScoMo was ScoMo, and fuck Scotty from marketing, he's fucking. But the thing is, there's a high possibility he'll get voted back in, but yeah, because no one really. I don't think anyone really is into Labor at the moment because Albanese he's stuffing up all over the place. He doesn't really know what he's doing. I think.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. They cheat. Who cares?
Oh yeah, and that's
They
just
cheated.
that's the thing.
They cheated in New Zealand. They cheated in America. They cheated in France. I'm guessing they've cheated in Australia. So I'm guessing the next election doesn't really matter. But people think they're voicing their opinion.
Well, that's right. And but like for example, I showed that bit of Rebel News earlier on today, and well, apparently they're doing a show tonight when they're having what do you call it, a debate. Well, that what I showed before was just like an advertisement for the debate sort of thing. I might chuck that on, see if I can get OBS or something happening and stream it again. Give it a go on YouTube. No, that would go.
Twitch is still probably
No.
I think we go your back. No, it didn't cut out though. It just buffered for a little bit. Your back this time.
Oh yeah.
Got 15 and a half minutes.
All right. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, people are saying, B's there. Hey, B. Having a kind of sleep 3 day, said Davis. Yeah, I don't know. Gibberish. That's our kind of language. Gibberish.
Sleepover?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I got I can't work that one out. I
Yeah.
can usually speak gibberish because I speak when I'm drunk.
Well,
I can usually actually read gibberish as well. Oh, yeah,
well,
no,
yeah,
that
that's the
one
thing. You're probably not drunk enough. You don't sound drunk. Yeah, well, I'm not. I've only had half a dozen beers, and that's not enough to get drunk. Yeah.
I haven't even had that today.
Yeah, well,
Holy crap.
well, I've had I'm on my second since the show's been on, and I went down to the pub before that at about 3 or 4. 3,
Okay.
so you know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd only had like one big bottle, which is like 2 stubbies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Before I went and grabbed the beer before, and I'm only halfway through one of them now. That was like at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, right. I wonder, like how YouTube got canned. I wonder if that was because of Rebel News. Because Rebel News was on and it got shut down.
Oh yeah, they could have copyright.
Yeah, it could.
Or they could be banning it because they don't like them. If banned from YouTube, they won't like playing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like true. That could be part of it.
Yeah, could be a copyright thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
just the fact that you played something that they played someone they've banned.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Rebel News are on YouTube.
Are they?
Let's
Okay.
just have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. I know the New Zealand. Was it Canadian one? I'm pretty sure is. Rebel News.
Yeah, most of the New Zealand stuff's been taken down from YouTube.
Yeah.
There's not much that's left on YouTube from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I think I can name maybe 3 people that I know of that are still on YouTube, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I don't stream there. I just post videos.
Right,
But yeah, I can name about 3 people who do.
Right, okay.
Everyone gets banned. It's shit. Everyone gets banned from YouTube here. It's like our censorship here is much worse when it comes to political anything than most other places. Anyone who starts saying anything political that they don't like, anything against the mainstream narrative, it's like you're getting banned from YouTube.
Yeah, actually, I'm not much into Pauline Hanson, but Rebel News, they did an interview the other day. I'll just put that on and see how that goes. It's,
she used to be the most hated woman in Australia,
yeah,
and now suddenly she's like the savior because she's saying the opposite of what she used to. Like I don't get it.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
People who got short memories.
Yeah.
I'm not even in Australia, and I know she used to be the most hated person in Australia.
Anyway, here she is. Maybe. She's got an annoying voice.
It's made in China.
It's pretty funny.
Do you want to get a rise out of me because they're saying that to me? China.
I actually saw a panel that she was on the other day.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you sent it to me or if I just read the found it, but it was like for Australian politicians.
Yeah.
And there was like an actual panel talking.
Dissenting report to it. Let's look at domestic violence. If a parent is so desperate to want to see their kids, and they're actually sending text messages, when can I see my child? When can I see my child? That's domestic violence. Yeah. If you tell someone, honey, you've spent too much money out the account, can you stop buying the shoes? That's domestic violence. If he wants to go to a pub and have a drink with his mates or go fishing, we are led to believe that it's about physical domestic violence. It's not. It is not domestic violence as far as I'm concerned to be put in that category. This is not really working really well, is it?
That's domestic violence.
You did, I think, about 25-minute speech there off the cuff, and not once did your advisor have to bring you the notes. What's your tip to Alba?
For Albanese, well, if you know what you're doing, you have a passion for what you want to do, and you really care about this country and people, you don't need notes. It comes from the heart.
So basically you're saying he's full of shit.
I don't trust him. And I said, lovely guy to have a beer with. Do I trust him as being leader of the station? No, I don't.
Hold on, I reckon that's the first lie I've ever heard you say. Albo's a good guy to have a beer with?
Oh yeah, I went overseas with him on a parliamentary delegation over to India. So he was perfect gentleman and he was lovely. And I will tell you about people, you know.
I'm truly shocked. He should be our headline.
Do I think he's leader for this nation? No, I don't. And I've said that publicly, so I'm not saying anything I haven't said out there before.
Well, we want the scoop, so you've got to give us something.
I think that people are narrowly getting the message of what I tried to do years ago. Called racist. They had to shut me down by calling me names, all party of what I stood for. Calling for equality for all Australians, regardless of race, colour, or creed, is not racism. So and I still stand by that. So the people now have really got the message, and that's why I go around and I speak to people. They can hear straight from me, not how it's portrayed by the media and others who want to get rid of One Nation because I'm a threat to the major political parties.
You know, Rukshan?
Yes, I agree.
So, listen, I know you're not racist, but none of us like Rukshan. It has nothing to do with his skin colour.
He's my mate.
Is it? No. You're a racist. You can't like him.
No.
Wait. No. What? No. But you like me more.
No, it's not more. Equally. I've always said we're going to be equal, right and narrow.
Do you know what happened tonight? You know how I got here? I ordered an Uber, and Rukshan rocked up.
People feel they're forgotten by the major political parties. And if you're going to be a leader of this nation, as I am, being a senator, it's about showing that true leadership and about representing the people. I can't please everyone.
That's not a good idea.
You've got to look after the majority. You've got to try and do what's right for the country and future generations. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. I'm so proud to have the honour of being a senator for Queensland, but I represent all Australia.
What's your message to Daniel Andrews? I know it's a federal election, but surely the support is a sign of what's to come in the state. What would you say to Dan Andrews?
You've taken away the people's rights. You can't do that. And I fight you every inch of the way. You have no right to control people's lives or their businesses. You are a disgrace to be a politician. And I believe that you need to go. And I'll tell you what, Daniel, I've got the people here in Victoria pleased to see my appearance in Victoria. And hopefully the next state election, we will actually challenge you to show the people they have a right to have a voice, to have an opinion, not be dictated by you or your minions, and give back the people of this great state back their rights and freedoms. I, as a politician, as federal member of Parliament, I refuse to have the jab. I'm not having the jab, but I didn't lose my job because of it. So you see...
I was doing social distancing because you're unjabbed. You're dangerous. You're a threat.
Listen, mate, right? It's too late for you now. You've been that close to me anyway if you're going to get anything, but I haven't had COVID, and I'm a very healthy person. Politicians and bureaucrats have to get out of the business of telling people how to live their lives and run their businesses.
And they don't have to have the jab.
You've got to start with that, with the vaccine mandates. It was so wrong.
To the people that are undecided in Victoria, what do you want to tell them about One Nation? Why should they vote?
Why should we vote One Nation?
Yeah, mate.
That's
That's my line.
If you want true representation, if you want someone who's not who's without fear or favour, if you want someone who's prepared to fight for your values, your rights, well then it is One Nation. I've stood my ground on many issues. I don't back down. I will question even the Prime Minister. I don't care who they are. They are not above it. They have to be accountable to the people, and that's what I'm about. I'm a grassroots Australian. I have never changed from the day I got first elected in Parliament, and why I'm there is my values as an Aussie. The right to have an opinion, the right to be heard, the right without a values of this nation. And just last week, a week and a half ago, we actually had these diggers. We celebrated Anzac Day to commemorate the memory of those diggers that sacrificed and lives lost for our freedoms. They're gone. But the fact is, my job now is to continue that fight on the floor of Parliament for what they fought for, and that's our freedom. Did you understand that, Daniel Andrews? Our freedom.
If you think that these freedom-focused candidates deserve or should have a platform, even if the mainstream media refuses to give them one, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, share it far and wide. Then head over to OzDecides.com to sign up for our mailing list and donate what you can to ensure that we continue to tell the other side of the story this election. AUS, OzDecides.com. And a little secret, we also plan to challenge some of the fake, independents and those cowardly major party candidates that the media have given a free pass to so far. Watch this space, OzDecides. Back.
Yeah, just in time for that one to finish. Yeah, so that was, Pauline Hanson. She's well, I can't say
She used to be the Prime Minister.
No,
She was the Prime Minister, right?
No, she wasn't. No.
She wasn't?
No, she's never Prime Minister, no.
What was she? What was like her role back in the day? Like, there's a whole movie that's like she's a big part of, and they're going on about how they.
You might be thinking of Julia Gillard.
Nah, Pauline Hanson.
No, well, she's been a member of Parliament couple of times. I don't know if she's been continuously, but she's always been in the political landscape the last 20-odd, 30 years. She was a chip seller or something. She worked for a fish and chip shop, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when she first started.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if she owned the shop or worked in the shop, but yeah, she was a fish and chip seller. Anyway, that's what they call humble beginnings. And well, she's, I reckon she's got one of those sort of slightly annoying voices. But you can't judge people on an annoying voice. Like, no offense, mate, but you got a bit of an annoying voice sometimes.
Pretty much all the time. But I still don't trust any politicians. They all lie. Their job is to pick a side of any social topic. And speak as loudly about it as possible so people vote for them. Once they get in, they get to do whatever they want. They don't have to follow through with anything.
Well,
there is no contract holding them to the things they've said they'll do.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's what needs to be changed too. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some refreshments.
Okay. Right. So you're just going to leave everyone with me. Poor people. I don't have a topic really. What's annoying me lately? I haven't actually looked at much news today, so I am actually not caught up on things today. What is annoying me lately? What have I seen today?
Anyway, I've got a different subject anyway. The other day, last weekend, I went up to Lemon Tree Passage. I went to visit a place called Murray's Brewery, and I tried several different types of their home brew sort of thing. Not home brew, it's a what do we call it?
I know what you mean. Yeah,
they've got a craft beer, and there was
craft beers.
And there's one beer I found that was best out of all of them, and its name is Fred. Fred, good old Fred. Fred, not Fred. Fred. And That's my bus's name. My bus is called Fred. Yeah, because like a lot of people, they say that they name their vehicles sort of thing, and most people give their vehicles girls' names.
Yeah.
My bus is a bloke, I think. But
only one of my cars ever had a name.
Yeah.
First car.
Oh.
My very first car. It was like an old Mitsubishi Lancer, like a 79, I think it was. And one of the back window, like the side window on the in the back, got broken.
Yeah.
And for some reason, a pink sheet got like basically jammed in the door, sort of thing, to like cover the window. And one of my names came up with like a name for it. Eh? So at Lisa the Lancer with her pink bits.
Well, that sounds a bit like my car. I got a car as well, folks. And it is also my first car. It's the only car I've ever owned. It's a Taurus. Yeah. I rode motorbikes from the age of 17 till early 50s. And
True. I keep getting you were a biker.
Oh, no, I was a motorcyclist, thank you. but anyway, I got my dad's car, and it was a Ford Taurus. So well, my dad used to live down in Victoria, was it Dantown? No, it's not down there. Anyway, I came up with the idea. It's Tory the Tourist from Victoria. It's a bit torrid.
Yeah, see, that works.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's only when it seems funny that it like actually sticks out.
Yeah.
You can't just give them any random name and things. It's only when it works funny.
Well, Fred the bus doesn't sound very funny, but yeah, I love my bus. Went and got it today. It's like
I think I've only heard of one other bus that got given a name. It was out of a movie with what's his name? Rob Schneider, the guy from Juice Bigelow. And whatever the guy's name from Napoleon Dynamite is, and David Spade. What's it called? Bench Warmers. It's funny as.
David Spader?
Yeah.
Spader?
Yeah, he's dodgy, but worried about that guy.
Is he the guy that was in that Redmond, the Redmond, or whatever it's called? He was David Spader. Yeah, that's right.
David Spade. The comedian, actor. He's the one who does that big speech about like, if anything happens to Tom Hanks, like, if anything happens to Tom Hanks, I'm going to be up on my roof, like.
I'm thinking of James Spader.
Yeah, James. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's from Stargate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was his. And then he did one series of it was the Bradford something or other or thing. It was.
He did a whole series or something. I can't remember. That's it. Blacklist.
Blacklist, yes, yeah. That was a good series, but sort of. Yeah, he was the bad guy.
I didn't watch it. I think I might have seen one or two episodes, but I didn't watch.
No, I watched them all. So
that one didn't grab my attention enough.
Yeah. No, I like certain cop show type things, and she was the young girl.
Don't get me wrong. I used to binge watch TV and shit. Now I don't watch TV or movies.
No, because there's
streaming something.
There's nothing really worth watching. Like I've looked at, like I was on Foxtel and years ago, nothing there. But I had Netflix and Disney, and I got Disney because I like to watch Star Wars stuff. And I watched as much of the Star Wars stuff as I could bear, and then.
Dude, if you actually still want to watch TV and things, I can give you free sites to go and look up.
Nah,
I haven't paid for anything for other than the internet bill. I haven't paid for like anything to do with watching anything for over 10 years.
Right, yeah.
Including even Freeview. I don't even have normal TV. I actually haven't had no TV.
Basically the only thing I watch is mostly ABC News, but sometimes I look at the other news sort of shows, but no more than sort of 10-15 minutes of time because they,
your Sky News actually is one of the closer to real news channels on the planet.
I was watching Sky News.
Not everything. There must just be a few or something, or a few like hosts on it. There's a few people on it that are actually closer to what's really going on than any other MSM station.
Yeah. Well, I thought so. There's this guy, can't remember his name at the moment, but he's got a bearded dude. And he's quite well respected on the situations, I think. And I started to watch a bit of his show the other night. And start the program straight away. All he was doing was saying, giving electoral advice, telling you how to vote, telling you not to put the you put the independents and the small parties up front, and it's a vote for Labor. Now, whatever you do, don't vote for Labor. But it was just a triad of telling people not to vote independents or minor parties, because they reckon if you vote for minor parties or whatever, the votes go to Labor.
Oh, they've been saying that, votes for minor parties are a waste of time. It means the party you hate will get in.
Well,
yeah, that's what they've honestly, I've heard that in every election that I can remember in New Zealand. Votes for minor parties are a waste of time. You're just going to let the people you hate get back in.
And most people believe that.
You is also someone I hate.
Yeah, I hopefully people don't listen to him, because that seems like a paid sort of promotion. You know what I mean? He's trying. He's working for the. And the thing is, I had respect for this guy. But I'd never watched a lot of his stuff, but he seemed to be over the years asking the right questions and pissing the right people off and stuff like that. And now he's an election.
If they're on TV, they're all involved.
Oh, sure. Yeah. What are we going to do about it? Well, we can rate the new media. Here we are, folks. This is the new media.
Well, the problem is, what we're going to do about it is something that can't be talked about.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, because they ain't going to be fixed by political means when they control the system.
Well,
it isn't going to be fixed by the judicial system when they control the judicial system. We have no means of actually doing anything about this situation unless we actually take it into our own hands. That's it.
That's right. Yeah. So we've got to take it into our own hands. And this election probably won't really work.
That's what I mean. Be very careful on this topic. This will get you banned everywhere.
Oh, really? What, Twitch too?
Yeah. Can't incite shit.
Well, I wasn't inciting stuff, was I?
No. I mean, even me. It's like, got to be very careful how you word what you say things around this topic.
Yeah. Well, you can't say go and kill all the politicians, can you? Whoops, did I say that? No, don't do that, folks.
No, you said you can't say that. It's okay.
Because it's not actually. No, I definitely do not promote violence, because violence isn't the answer. Violence is the last step of stupidity or something. You know, actually, and a lot of people, like a lot of the police at the moment, they're using the first step. Yeah, like the sort of like.
That's what I mean.
Stuff that's happening in protests and stuff like that.
I'd be very, very careful on this topic, man. Even typing things on any platform and shit, I'd be very careful on. This is the one subject that'll get you banned everywhere and on every watch list straight away.
Well, police brutality.
No.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, but and
although that's what got banned off my phone. Like deleted off my phone.
Yeah. How the hell did that happen? Didn't like start.
Because I was recording and I started abusing the cops for what they were doing and shit. And the cops like, "You want to record me?" I'm like, "Go nuts, buddy! I'm already on every list there is."
Yeah.
By the time I get home, the video's gone from my phone and my YouTube channel was terminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, serious. Yeah. I started trying to upload from my phone and things, and then like jumped on the computer to go to my YouTube channel.
But it was actually gone off your phone.
Because I was wondering why it was taking so long to upload. So then I jump on my YouTube channel and it says terminated.
So is that returned to your phone, that video?
Nah, the video's gone, but my YouTube channel was unterminated the next day. So they took it down for a day to make sure they could erase what they wanted. And I couldn't post it. And then the next day it was back.
Yeah, probably.
Because there was nothing, because there was nothing that I recorded that should have been banned or anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wow.
Well, they did take down one more video. Sorry, forgot about that.
Ah, well. Yeah.
But I think it was number 4 or something got removed.
Right, yeah.
It was the one where I was actually recording like a guy talking and things, like actually giving a speech and things. He must have said things they didn't like.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I might wrap up the show, mate. We might carry on chatting for a while, sort of thing, but I think it's time to turn the stream thing off, I think. And
hey, but this last one's up to 39 minutes.
Well, mine says, well, I've been recording for 1 hour and 20.
Yeah.
So
Well, the last one on Twitch says 39. So that's about half of it. This one's gone, but half of it.
No. Well, it's time for the train thing. Is there a light on the end of the tunnel? No, it's a train coming. Are you on it? Under it? Or clinging to the walls? Anyway, folks, that's Amos Sewn, number 17 for this day, the 12th day of May, 2022. Hope you have a lovely day. I may be going online again later on tonight because this political debate type thing with independents sounds like worth a watch. So if I'm watching it, I may as well stream it. What do you reckon, folks? Might get banned? Probably not.
Well, stream it or put it and post it, one or the other.
Yeah, I'll do it both. Yeah. Well, also,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah,
Stream it.
well,
because you get like Aussie. Yeah, because you get all the Aussie people wanting to watch it. Yeah. You stream it or
and it'll be like.
I title it and use hashtags and shit so people can, when they look it up, they can actually find it straight away.
Yeah, right.
I never use the hashtags myself because generally when I upload stuff, it's straight from my phone. When you're setting it up from the computer, make sure you put in the hashtags and things.
One thing I did.
Aussie politics, debate and things like that. You know, hashtag Aussie politics, hashtag debate, hashtag. You know.
Yeah.
A few of those sort of things, and like anyone who goes for a search.
One thing I did do today.
Yeah, that's actually how it works. You know.
Yeah, one thing I did today
that'll get you more.
When I set up me for today's thing, I went to oh, it says I'm still live. I'm back on YouTube apparently. Hey, we're back. How long we been on? Not going to tell me.
Yeah, that's actually how it works.
One watching. That must be you.
Shit. Yeah, it might be. I think my other screen I think is still on there.
but
this computer's still on YouTube.
Yeah, but what I did, I loaded up in the description. I put in me BitChute and Odyssey addresses. So if anyone's actually listening, you want to see the rest of me gear, though it's on YouTube anyway. Everything except for episode number 2. I lost that one. Yeah, that would have been a good one to keep, but yeah, I didn't record it.
Aussie one?
No. I've got that one. That's on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
I think number 2. I think that was the one that I restreamed later.
Yeah.
And after I restreamed it got taken down off YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
that was really bizarre. Like I streamed it on Twitch, and then it got taken off your YouTube.
And unfortunately, I didn't record it because I would like to see what was said. Actually, I did watch it later, and the only I could say it was said something about the and little ones, you know, which we're not allowed to say that. You know, you got to get those things into the kids apparently. Anyway, well,
the nano controller's coming.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll see you in the detention center. Actually, no, you won't because we're unless one of us gets transported to a different country.
I don't think so. I think I'm going to be secluded somewhere. I'm trying to request a quarantine hut with a view.
Yes, of course, as you would. Yeah, so anyway, I'll look at that later, but hopefully I've worked out to put me links and stuff in the description because, well, that's what people do. And
set it up on your Discord channel. Although we should talk about this once you're offline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Discord. Yeah, well. Anyway, folks, cheers, beers, and no fears. Much love.
Much love, no fear.
Yes. Okay. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching Amos Sewn. It's news, spelt differently.
Right, now wait the 10 seconds before you turn it off.
See, he ruins everything, doesn't he, guys?
No, just remember that.
Oh, I don't want to.
10 seconds, or they won't hear the end.
Do I say it again now and then wait 10 seconds? But you'll butt in again.
No, you can say it again if you want, but yeah, just wait 10 seconds before you shut the stream down. That's all.
News. Spelt. Weirdly.